Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Alexander Howell, and today I wanted to go over something that I thought was going to be really fun, and that was where we stayed when we were in Merida was actually in a beach town or township, I call it, called Yucatan. And Yucatan is basically right in the middle of the main beach town called Progreso and kind of what I'd call the furthest away of the area that we stayed in called Townships. And there's also Cholem and Chicxulub and all these other places in between that are incredible. But we ended up finding some really neat restaurants within those areas, some that I would call our absolute favorites, some that I would say were okay. And today I wanted to go over a few of our absolute favorites from the places that people know and the places that we kind of frequented. So the first place was in Cholem. We didn't really go there. We only had a chance to go to one restaurant. It was just not in our timeline, I guess, is what you could say. But we went a lot to Progreso. We went a lot to Chicxulub, and we went a couple of times to Townships and found some great places, including one in Cholem that I mentioned in the video too. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll say this at the end as well, but if you guys are looking at this and thinking, hey, he missed my favorite place. Hey, I didn't think that this was the case. Hey, you missed my whole restaurant. I want to talk to you about it. Comments. Hit it in the comments below. Let me know because I'm going to go back. It's going to happen. Bought a house in Merida. Probably going to show up at the beach because Alex likes water. Let me know in the comments below what you think, what you thought, if you agree, disagree, and again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know in the comments below, or send me an email, alexander@alexanderhowell.com. Also visit my website, alexanderhowell.com. Follow me at Alexander from KC on almost every social media page outside of LinkedIn, where I'm Alexander L. Howell. Let's connect professionally as well. Send me a contact, send me an email, give me your comments, let me know what you think. Again, these were my favorite places from some of the beach towns in Merida outside of Progreso, Townships, Chicxulub, and Cholem. I really hope you enjoy. And don't forget, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the little notification bell if you like this channel and want to get updates on all of our videos. Again, guys, it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Really appreciate your time. Really appreciate the effort. Hope you enjoy. So where to begin? The idea is I'm going to start from the west and go to the east. And the first place, because of that direction that we're going to go to, is Cholem. Now, the truth of the matter is Cholem is incredibly popular with expats and the Canadian expats and expats from the United States of America. We just didn't spend a lot of time there because it's kind of separated from Progreso in a convenient, if you're there full time, just not for us kind of way. But the place that we stopped at is called Restaurante Costa Azul, and it's kind of right on a main road. It's a big, almost feels like a large cafeteria kind of place, and they had some good food. It was nice because they were super chill around the kids, and that's going to be a theme throughout this because for the longest part of the trip, we were with our kids just on our own. So we were kind of having to monitor two little guys who were running around and acting crazy and that kind of thing. They're very, very good kids, but they're kids. They're 2 and 5 years old. So we kind of had to deal with that. But I guess at the time they were turning 2 and almost ready to turn 5. Anyway, that's not the important part. The important part is that we didn't get a chance to fully enjoy Cholem. And so there are going to be a lot of videos that probably talk about Cholem on its own. And there are a lot of people that, again, love living there, love it there. And from what I've heard, it's a very walkable community as well. We didn't get to enjoy that part just because we only spent 1 or 2 nights in Cholem, or 1 afternoon and 1 night. And again, Restaurante Costa Azul was a very, very good place that I would say stop in there for family. The one thing that I will say is it is on a busy road. You kind of just be careful parking in and out of there. We ended up watching the sunset from there. Probably not the best idea for somebody who is just getting into the area. But again, great restaurant. Cholem is a very popular place among expats. We just didn't get a chance to do it, so I can't say that much about it. Okay, so Progreso was kind of the main beach town that's north of Merida. So when you take the main highway north of Merida, the first place that you're going to run into is Progreso. It's a wonderful place. It has all of the, I won't say malls, the grocery stores. It has a bunch of restaurants. A lot of people live there. A ton of expats choose to live there too because it does have so much around it. This is where we went for all of our grocery shopping. This is where we went to kind of see the big beach because Progreso has this, I think it's 3 to 5 kilometer long pier that they've built. So a lot of cruise lines now come up there, and then they'll take them into Merida or they'll take them into Progreso. So you'll notice it pretty quickly. It's a main feature of the beach, and you can see it for miles around. But it's absolutely incredible to see. But they have signs that are Progreso that you can kind of stand by and take pictures, similar to Merida, similar to Telchac Puerto and Chicxulub. But there's two in Progreso, and the reason that I mentioned that is along this main avenue that's right along the beach, there are all kinds of restaurants and bars and places to get souvenirs and stuff like that, along with the actual beach, which is huge and populated. Wasn't really populated when we left because that was when they started to put the COVID-19 orders in. But when we first got there, it was incredibly popular and a great place to go. Now, there are two Progreso signs if you want to take pictures as a tourist. There is one that's on the west side. If you're looking at the pier, you actually go to your left. So you go to the west side of the pier, and it's right there under the pier. And then the other one is down that main avenue quite a ways, and it's right by the beach. And it's also about a block away from our favorite restaurant along the entire seashore, and that was called La Antigua. Now, we probably stopped at this place for lunch no less than 7 times, both with kids and without. I say lunch. We also did breakfast or brunch there, too. And I have to be honest with you, I can't tell you what most of the menu tastes like because they make a club sandwich there that is one of the best I've ever had. It was phenomenal. We enjoyed it. My kids always got waffles or pancakes or French toast. Whatever they had on the menu was great. All of the people that went with us, whether it was us and my parents, whether it was us and my wife's family, every single person found something there that they loved, and not a single person had something that they didn't. And that includes kids, which are pretty picky eaters. So I just want to say that for lunch or breakfast or anything else, La Antigua was without question our favorite place. And if you're watching from there, thank you very much. And if you're watching as somebody going there that's a customer, enjoy. But again, it's right next to that Progreso sign. So if you're down there for a couple of days, it's really easy to go to La Antigua, have some brunch, walk up to the sign, take a few pictures, have some nice memories. I hope you guys enjoy it. The other place in Progreso it's a little further to the east side is a place called Crocodiles. Why do I want to talk about Crocodiles? Well, Crocodiles is kind of I can't remember if it's owned by expats that are from America or Canada or a mix of cultures, but we had been there for about 2.5 weeks. It was right before my wife's family came down, and we had amazing food. All of these different restaurants with amazing food, whether it was in Merida, we had more traditional stuff, or along the beach. For the most part, we had tried to stay kind of traditional Mexican food, which meant that I really had a hankering for something from, America, even though most of American food is a melting pot of cultures. And so I told my wife at one point, I was like, we have to find a place that has a burger or barbecue or even pizza, like something. And we just happened to look around that time at a forum that was expats in the Yucatan on Facebook. And what they said was there was this place called Crocodiles that had live music. It was a big outdoor patio. It was a little on the warm side, but it was absolutely fantastic if you were an American that was looking for something that would maybe felt a bit like home. So we said, fantastic. They recommended pizza. We went in. The wait staff, just like at all of these other places, was incredible. We met some Canadian expats that were from an organization that I was in. So that was a really nice kind of flashback to being home, and just had a great experience. They talked with us, worked with us, really good about just communicating back and forth. And again, they were great with the kids too, but they had cold beer and hot pizza, and I couldn't have been happier for that. Once I had that, I didn't need it for the rest of our trip, but that was a nice little thing to say I needed something to taste a little bit like home, and I found it at Crocodiles. So again, La Antigua and Crocodiles, two amazing places in Progreso. We stopped at a bunch of others too, but those are the ones that I felt were kind of our top choices for the Progreso area. So now onto Chicxulub. And you might recognize the name Chicxulub, not just as a beach town in the Yucatan, but also as the namesake of the giant crater that killed all of the dinosaurs. Well, I guess the meteor killed the dinosaurs, but it was named after Chicxulub because the center point is actually right off the coast. And the place that I want to talk about is Restaurant David's. Now, they have a beautiful tapestry. It's cartoonish, but it's hilarious, of 2 dinosaurs looking up at the meteor as it's about to hit Earth, and one saying, "Oh no, Chicxulub, Mexico," or Chicxulub, Yucatan, Mexico. Amazing. I actually took a picture of it. I don't know if I should have done that, but it was incredible. I thought it was funny. So we go in here to Restaurant David's, and we went strictly for breakfast. We wanted to get the kids out of the house and get them some breakfast, get back home so we could swim in the pool, take a nap, and kind of move on with the day after the naps. Well, our kids decided that they didn't want to act, they wanted to act like kids, more so than any of the other places outside of one time at La Antigua. But they were melting down, and they were hungry, and they were tired, and they didn't want to go out to a restaurant. But luckily, at Restaurant David's, our waitress, who was absolutely amazing, basically took charge of the kids. She didn't take them away and show them the restaurant or anything like that, but she recognized what was going on. You could tell she was a mom. You just have that instinct. She came over and brought dinosaur toys, which I kind of thought was hilarious that they had dinosaurs. Anyway, doesn't matter. She brought over dinosaur toys and talked to our kids in the sweetest manner. Our kids absolutely loved her. They changed completely. And on top of the best service that we had anywhere in Merida or on the beach towns of Progreso and Chicxulub and Guaymatún and that, on top of all of that, she was incredibly kind-hearted, and we were served amazing food. I had huevos rancheros. I can't remember what my wife had. I know my kids had some type of kid breakfast with all of the trimmings because they were like, we got to do this for the kids, of course. But they took care of us in a way that I appreciated the rest of our trip. And every single other place had to go up against this one wonderful woman at Restaurant David. So if you're in Chicxulub, for any reason, I think they have one of those colorful signs too. Go to the colorful sign, make your way to Restaurant David's. It is incredible. I know for a fact you will enjoy it. Okay, so we're going to skip a couple of townships, including the one that we stayed in called Guaymatún, just because from what we noticed anyway, and we could be wrong, but they didn't have a lot of restaurants. They had a lot of houses. It's more township than anything else. A couple of places by the roadside that you could stop and get your drinks and your ice and anything else that you might want. But not anything. I don't want to say that. There were convenience stores. Very nice people. It was great. They were good. Not a lot of restaurants, though. So I'm going to go all the way west. And there are a couple of towns to the west of Telchac Puerto. But Telchac Puerto and Progreso seemed like kind of the edges of the beach towns in Mexico or in Yucatan. And I'm sure there are going to be people that are mad at me for saying that. All I mean is that within our travels, Telchac Puerto was the last place that we went. Chelem was the furthest east place that we went. Chelem was the furthest west, and everything in between was kind of the territory that we stayed in, outside of, obviously, the city of Merida, inland. But for our intents and purposes here, Telchac Puerto, very cool town. You kind of go through, and I think they actually shut it down right after we left. They didn't let anybody in. But you go through these small roads. Houses are right up against you. Some of the roads are sand going into Telchac Puerto. They've got a nice paved area that's their little central district. They also have a sign that's the colorful sign. So again, enjoy Telchac Puerto. Smaller, way smaller than Progreso, seems smaller than Chicxulub, definitely smaller than Chelem, but a very cool feel. I mean, you really felt like this was a beach town. However, we went a little bit past that because we were looking for a place that was very chill. And I'm sure they have a lot of different places that are chill in Telchac Puerto, again, small town. But we found this incredible little place, and it is little, but incredible little place called Bellamar. Just outside of town, you kind of feel like you're going a little too far, but it looks like you're pulling into a house. And it's just got a little sign that says Bellamar on it. But you pull into a small drive, and you walk through the house, you know, kind of on a breezeway. They've got a bathroom on one side and kind of the restaurant and everything else on the other. And it opens, and I would just encourage you to take a look at the, actually, I'll tell you what I'll do is the thumbnail for this video will be the picture I took of us having lunch at Bellamar, just outside of Telchac Puerto, and you tell me if it's not absolutely beautiful, because you go to the beach, you're not sitting back from the beach like some of these places, which are still nice. You're sitting on the beach to the point where if you choose the right table, you can almost stick your foot in the water. And you go under these little palapas, and I had to duck. I think my wife had to duck a little bit too. Kids didn't, obviously. But you're in the sand, you're in the beach, plastic tables, plastic chairs, cold drinks. We had a couple of adult beverages, not many. Just, I think I had one and my wife had half. We're going to go with that. Cold pop, great food, but again, wait staff was great. Our kids played in the sand, kind of ran around. It's not a huge place. There's maybe 8 different palapas. Some had 2 chairs, some had 4 chairs, some had 6. but you're on the beach. It's absolutely beautiful. There was a group of 2 gentlemen there, right by the beach, in the place that I would have wanted if it was just the 2 of us, my wife and I. But they ended up leaving, probably because, you know, kids. But you're right on the beach, and it's beautiful, and you're looking out onto blue water, and you're in the sand. You don't even have to look on the sand because you're on the sand, and the water's right there. It was a dream. I mean, I really did not want to leave there. My wife didn't have any drinks. I had all of her drinks. We're just going to say that. It was amazing, and it was calm, and it was beautiful. And even my kids, who get amped up, just relaxed, blood pressure down, because you're right on the ocean. You're right in the thick of it. And again, great wait staff, great drinks. I don't think I said that enough. Great food. But the atmosphere was one of the best we had. You know, some of these places, La Antigua, which is our favorite place down there, you know, it's on a very quiet street, but you kind of have to go a block to the road. Crocodiles is the same way. The place in Chelem is further back. The place in Chicxulub is a block away. This place was calming and refreshing, and the wait staff and the food and the drinks, it just made for an absolutely wonderful little afternoon to just hang out in a place, luckily by ourselves. It was in the middle of the week. I was very happy there. And so Bellamar, thank you for the experience. La Antigua, thank you. Restaurant David's, thank you. Restaurante Costa Azul, thank you. And Crocodiles, if I didn't mention one of you, I apologize. All of you, thank you so much. Those are my favorite places along the beach towns outside of Merida, and I hope you enjoyed that video. So again, if I didn't hit one of your favorite restaurants, leave it in the comments. Tell me about it. Tell me where I should go next along the beach that you enjoyed. And a lot of these places I didn't even mention. We went to so many different areas. I mean, we were there for a month. We kind of worked our schedule so that we ambushed work right before we left, and we hit it really hard once we came back. But we worked several hours down there per day, just making sure that we got everything done that we needed to in the city. But it wasn't like the work that we had done before or that we normally do, which meant that we had time to go and explore all kinds of different places. Some of which were just places that we jumped off the road to. Other places were ones that we stayed a long time at. I just didn't have a chance to mention them in this video. But if you loved a place or love a place and that's where you go, throw it in the comments down below. I'd be happy to see it. I'd be happy to go there. Or if I did go there, I can tell you our experience as well, and we can share just how amazing those places are. Again, these beach towns are incredible, and the people that we ran into and our experiences there, I'm going to keep documenting it for as long as I possibly can, because I was absolutely amazed at the subtle differences between Chelem and Progreso, Progreso and Chicxulub, Chicxulub and Telchac Puerto, and all the other ways that you can differentiate those. But they were still same culture, same people, amazing, and we had an absolutely wonderful time running along that main road. So again, if you like this video, please feel to like and subscribe down below. Also hit the little notification bell. That'll let you know anytime any of our videos come out, and that way you can check them out and tell me if I did good or I need some improvement in my life. Follow me at Alexander from KC on Twitter, Instagram, and go to twitchtv.com or twitch.tv/Alexander from KC. Follow me. I'm trying to set up a new schedule. Tuesdays and Thursdays aren't really working for me right now, but just subscribe to me there, and hopefully we'll be able to see each other live. Outside of that, go to my website, alexanderhowell.com, or send me an email. I love getting all of your emails. There've been some really cool exchanges about people that are down there planning to go, having questions. Just check them out. Just email me, alexander@alexanderhowell.com. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and peace.